Static electricity. It's us moving to the sound. Your hips are all I need.
What is up everyone, GrogeGaming here, welcome back to another Clash Royale video. First of all, let's just open up this giant chest down here. Obviously gold, 2000, 1 lightning, 30 battle rams and 273 minion hordes. So nothing I'm really using right now. But anyway, this is the deck we're using today. So it's a kind of a balloon cycle deck. It could be a mortar cycle deck if you wanted it to be. I've got the mortar in there instead of any other defense because it's pretty good at pulling any kind of tanks, and it can also damage the enemy tower if you want to use it as that. However, I quite like using it as a defensive card. It's good against royal giants as well. It can stop them from hitting the tower at all. Anyway, let's jump right into a game and see how the deck works. Right, so we're starting off with an angry emote from him. Very nice. I'm going to split the archers at the back here. Oh, Electro Wizard on the left, so just going to drop a quick knight. And going to go for a mortar as it is a waste of 4 elixir from him. So let's see what we can get going here. And he's got a royal giant. Of course he's got a royal giant. The royal giant isn't going to get a single shot on the tower, however. I'm going to go at him with a balloon. And I'm going to throw an ice spirit in there just to kind of freeze anything that's going on. Okay, so good Electro Wizard from him, which is probably going to shut it down, but we'll still get some death damage. Can't... I'm only messing around with the angrier face. I just want to wind him up a little bit. I don't understand why people just angry emote at the start of a game. Mega minion. We're going to leave that actually. It's only going to get 1 shot. Just because of my tower level versus his card level. We're going to start up some archers. And I think we're going to have to use the balloon this game as our offensive option. So this is a good moment to do it. Oh, and he's dropped a mini pecker it down as well. So we're definitely going to freeze anything that comes our way. So get the freeze ready. There we go on the archers. That should be all of his elixir at this moment in time. So only 1 shot with the balloon, but we get the death damage and some minion damage as well. So that's okay. I do need a higher level balloon. A level 6 balloon would be really nice. So yeah. You kind of have to... Having the mortar and the balloon as offensive options does give you, you know, the chance to either use the mortar or the balloon, depending on whether they have a royal giant or not. So like now, you want to place the mortar in that position so that it will actually tank any damage from the royal giant. And it looks like we might actually be able to shut his push completely down. I didn't even pay attention to the left-hand side because I was... busy defending the royal giant, but we took a tower and we're going to go straight back at him with another balloon. And if we can, we're going to get the royal giant on the mortar, but we don't. My attack's more deadly than his, so I'm going to freeze his tower, and yeah, that's going to be another tower done. And it looks like we're going to be able to shut down his push as well. Get a knight on the right hand side. Pretty simple stuff, to be honest. Just kind of keep cycling that balloon at them and use the mortar as a defensive option, and he's not very happy about that. That was a pretty simple game, to be honest with you. Nothing too difficult. Just get the freeze down when it's the right moment. Just crack this clan chest actually. Mortar, that's a bit ironic, and a P.E.K.K.A. We're going to go again straight into another game. Another level 11, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. You can be fairly aggressive with this deck, as the freeze as a defensive option can be pretty effective. So we're actually going to go for a pretty heavy push to start with and see what we can get going. So we're going to zap that minion horde so it stays in the... That might help it stay in the range. Right. So he had to use 6 elixir for my minions on the left-hand side, so that was a really good trade for me. And I put pressure on him on the right-hand side. So if you see a big tank drop on one side, okay, maybe not like that. So this could be a difficult situation for me. I've got no defensive air units in my hand. I'm going to have to freeze everything and hope for the best. He does have his arrows in rotation, so I think those are going to come in any second for my minions. Yeah, that looks like a tower to me. Hopefully the balloon doesn't get another shot, and it does. So, okay, so he played well there. I didn't know he had a balloon. Don't know why he's laughing at. Tempted by mortar, but he's gonna have. He can cycle a few different cards, so I think he might be able to shut it down. Okay, so he's already back to his giant. So we're gonna pull both of those units and then freeze them before the balloon gets a shot. So then everything's gonna be targeted onto the balloon. We'll throw some minions down, so that the knight becomes more of an issue for him. I actually missed the zap there because the goblins spread out. Right, here we go. So we've got a good little rotation, knight and balloon. So we're going to throw that straight down. What does he do? He's going to go for the same push again. So I'm going to do the same thing again against him. Freeze them, get the archers down. He's forced to use minion horde and ignore his push. Otherwise, I think I might have been able to 3-crown him pretty easy there. I can ignore the minion horde, I do believe. 3 towers hitting. Yes, looks like that should be okay to ignore. So left-hand side, knight, balloon, and minions. And this could be a freezing opportunity, perhaps. I'm going to freeze it now. Oh, and he get. That's not too bad, though. The balloon did kill the entire minion horde. So we've cycled back to our balloon. We're going to throw that in there and pull his whole push again. So my knight actually abandoned my attack. I'm going to leave my balloon and I'm going to freeze his and get the minions in there. So we've completely turned this game around. He took an entire tower when I still had a lot of his tower to go. So throw the knight and balloon in that corner there and get the freeze just in case. And the balloon is going to win the game. So completely turned that game around once I knew what his cycle was. And I could outcycle him with my balloon. And the mortar turned out to be very effective for defending. So he was an okay player. I think he could have used that deck a little bit better. Maybe a different style of deck would have suited him. Another level 11 here. So, it would be interesting to see if we can get the mortar to work in this game. It all depends on what the opponent has. If they have a royal giant, there's no point trying to use the mortar for attacking. They will just shut it down straight away. Okay, this is a good opportunity to get the mortar onto the tower. Zap all of that away with the ice spirit in there as well. I actually didn't really need archers in there. That was a waste. Yeah, so that gave him a much higher value log, which was silly of me. 600 damage on his tower. I've already cycled back to a mortar, so we're going to throw that straight down and... Right. Should have known. So the knight is carving up the royal giant. Does it even get a shot? So it gets one shot. This could be a bit of a problem for us, so I'm going to go with freeze. So that was okay. He used 9 elixir. And I feel like I've outcycled his royal giant, so I am going to try the mortar again. If you can outcycle the royal giant, it is worth trying to get the mortar to work. Okay, yeah, so we've got one, maybe another shot, and then that's probably it for the mortar. Be surprised if the Royal Giant doesn't come very soon. Some archers at the back. And we're going to use the mortar as a defensive option here, just to... we're going to freeze all that actually, yeah, just to tank all the Royal Giant damage. I'd be surprised if the Royal Giant even gets a shot on the tower. No, it's not going to get one. So I've got a hefty push coming at him now. Let's see what we can get going. That was actually a good Electro Wizard, and I'm going to freeze and see what we can get. Yeah, so we do get a shot. Zap all of that, and the minion horde goes down. I'm not too worried about elite barbarians. At least my mortar is down for the Royal Giant. Kind of want to just get the balloon in there because I need one more shot from the balloon to win the game. Freeze that, and yeah, he played well spacing out his units like that so that I couldn't... Okay, now I'm in some trouble. Now I'm in some real trouble. I need the archers to be absolutely clutch here. Royal Giant is going to town on the tower. And he's leveled the game up pretty well. So he's going for the noob tactic, which is just to throw the royal... yeah, the royal barbs, the elite barbs. What a horrible deck. Probably just going to freeze this and actually go for the draw because he's putting a lot of pressure on me. I'm going to get the balloon in there to tank the executioner. Proving quite hard to get my balloon to the tower once he figured out what I was trying to do. So our towers have ended up on the same health, 198. Fair play. His deck did counter mine pretty hard, if you ask me. Royal Giant for the mortar and minions, Electro Wizard, Executioner, Zap. I think he had a Zap for the balloon. So, pretty difficult. We'll go again anyway and see if we can get another win. I don't think I've actually lost a game since the season reset, which is pretty good, pretty nice. So what's he coming at us with? I'm going to have to go for minions and a zap for his minions so that my minions win that battle and we don't lose a whole tower. So I get a bit of balloon death damage on the left hand side, which is okay with me. So he has a miner. I feel like he probably has a Royal Giant as well. That tends to be a common combination. It's a pretty dirty deck, but it's in the game, so people can use it if they do want to. Yeah, how did I guess? Royal Giant. Level 11, so he's got a fully maxed Royal Giant. And we'll see if we can save this knight, which will actually probably save the tower. With the Ice Spirit and the Zap. So he's just trying to chip us out there. If I can get my balloon in front of these minions, that could be... He's zapped as well, so he's used a lot of elixir. If the balloon stays in front, that could be a very good combination, but the minions get taken out for some reason. It looked like they were slightly behind. I'll settle for just one shot on the tower and some death damage. That's very nice. Okay, let's figure this guy out. Royal Giant is probably back in rotation, so yeah, there we go. Royal Giant players, most of them anyway, tend to be quite easy to read. Same old combination. I might not actually use the mortar to defend here, just kind of accept a bit of damage and get a stronger push going. Right, so the minions are going to die. This could be a good time to get the freeze in there. Yeah, freeze both Ice Wizards, and he's going to fireball as well, and the balloon gets another shot. So 2 balloon shots and death damage, very nice. mortar to tank for the Royal Giants. And that was actually a good log by him. It took out my Ice Spirit. Get some more archers in there just to help out. And he really didn't do that much damage to the tower, so one more balloon on the tower and we will win this game. Oh, missed the freeze there. Well, bad freeze. Looks like we're going to have to zap him out. So he's pushing pretty hard now because he knows I wasted that freeze. The Royal Giant's still not going to get much damage on the tower, so I'm just going to cycle back to another zap. Unfortunately, this deck doesn't have much direct damage, so we have to settle for a double zap victory. Which I'm okay with. Pretty nice win there. So what's that? That's 3 wins and a draw, so it seems like a pretty strong deck. I don't know how high it could take you. I imagine with higher card levels, say a level 6, maybe a level 7 balloon, you could get pretty high with this. It's my only problem at the minute. My epics and rares aren't that high, so could do with getting a few of those up. But yeah, anyway, you could actually substitute any other defense in there if you wanted to try it out. Maybe the Inferno Tower. It might be a bit expensive, but as long as you have a building in this deck, I think it would work fairly well. Anyway, guys, that will do it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Try out the deck. It's pretty fun to just keep cycling balloons at people and just scaring them, then freezing and just absolutely destroying a tower. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the Groge army. Peace.